Hello everyone, it's Kai. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of an update and then we're going to talk about self-diagnosing. So we've been kicked out of our current living situation, and as of today, July 17th, we have 18 days to find a place and move out. As of now, that's not been successful, but hopefully things will improve shortly. I have hope that it will be fine. In other news, we have had another fusion. Sebastian and Violet fused together a couple weeks ago, and he would still like to go by Sebastian. And with that, let's get into today's video, self-diagnosing. So we're going to be talking about what self-diagnosing is for those of you who may not know, specifically how it pertains to DID and OSDD, and how to go about it and how not to go about it. I would like to state before we start this video that I'm not a medical professional. I have a single diploma in psychology, and that is it. I'm not a professional in any way, so you can take my word with a grain of salt. This is biased and opinionated and based off of research and personal experience. Self-diagnosing is often the first step for many people. Once we realize that something we're experiencing is not the same as other people's, we want to find out what's going on. We want to figure out a reason behind it. People want to find answers, which is human nature, and that's perfectly normal, so people do research. When you do research, you might find a community of people who have similar experiences that you have. This whole process, especially the social aspect, the identifying part, is in our view a form of diagnosis. It can be a social one or a personal one, and for many this is as far as they will get. This can be for any number of reasons, but hopefully people will go on to find a doctor who will believe them in their diagnosis and help them. For DID diagnoses specifically, the criteria used to require the different alter states being observed directly by a professional. But under criterion A, the last sentence now reads, "These signs and symptoms may be observed by others or reported by the individual." If you feel you meet the criteria for DID or OSDD and share the common experience with the community, the good and the bad, then no one can invalidate your system or your experiences. No one can invalidate the discoveries that you've made because the DSM itself says that you can self-report for DID or OSDD. That being said, there are a lot of good things and there are a lot of bad, potentially dangerous things about self-diagnosing that we will talk about now. Let's start with the good. Self-diagnosing is great for people who are in distress and they don't know where to start. It's great for people who can't afford or access a professional diagnosis at the time. It can be a great start for people who have done a lot of legitimate research using legitimate websites and books, medical websites and books. It's great for people who are already being treated for something by a professional and just don't have the official diagnosis for it yet. Self-diagnosing is fine for people who are going to get proper treatment and a proper diagnosis from a proper professional as soon as they can. And it is okay to self-diagnose if you can admit and accept that you might be wrong about your self-diagnosis because you're not a professional. In all of these cases, and probably more, it's fine to self-diagnose, as long as you're telling people that you're self-diagnosed and you're not telling people that you are an officially diagnosed system or that you are officially diagnosed with X, Y, and Z, when you're not. Self-diagnosing is not okay if you're not actually in distress or struggling. In the DSM, in most cases, one of the criteria is that it is causing the patient significant distress. So if you're not in actual distress, don't self-diagnose. It's not okay to self-diagnose if you're using one or two social media posts, TikToks, whatever, as the basis for your knowledge on this disorder. It's not okay to self-diagnose based on one or two online quizzes, or really any online quizzes for that matter. You can use online quizzes as an aid, but it is not a diagnosis. It's also not okay to self-diagnose if you have no intention of ever actually going to see a professional or actually getting treatment for the disorder. And please, please, don't tell people that you are officially diagnosed, professionally diagnosed, medically recognized, etc. if you're just self-diagnosed and haven't actually seen a professional about it or have followed the previous steps. So we've talked about the good and the bad of self-diagnosing. Let's talk about why self-diagnosing can actually be really dangerous. Symptoms of one condition often overlap with symptoms associated with dozens of other conditions or disorders. If you are not a professional or are not seeing a professional who has given their professional opinion, there's a big chance that you're wrong about your self-diagnosis, which is okay. That is fine. You can be wrong. It's okay. But if you're someone who's self-diagnosed and you don't tell people that you're self-diagnosed and you're telling people that you're medically diagnosed or professionally diagnosed with something and you're spreading misinformation about a condition or a disorder, it can be extremely harmful to the community. This happens a lot in the OSDD community. You may also be in denial about certain symptoms that would contribute to a whole other diagnosis. Self-diagnosing can also be dangerous because if you jump to conclusions about the condition that you may or may not have, you might start wrongful treatment. The truth is, it's really easy to misinterpret symptoms, and this happens to professionals too, where they will incorrectly diagnose someone with something. It happens to the best of the best. So for somebody with little to no experience in the psychology world, with little to no experience or knowledge about mental health, imagine how easy it would be to accidentally misdiagnose yourself or someone else. For example, a brain tumor could cause change in personality, but so could depression or psychosis. Another issue is if you're self-diagnosing as having a panic disorder, you might completely miss a heart or thyroid issue that could be very severe. But if you were to see a doctor or a medical professional of some sort, whether it be psychology or not, you could be diagnosed with the correct thing. That's not to say that you couldn't have a panic disorder and a heart issue, but if you're just looking for the panic disorder diagnosis, you might miss this because you wouldn't know better. And again, that is perfectly okay to not know something or to be wrong about something. It is so important to take your health seriously, whether it be mental health or physical health. And as I said earlier, it is completely normal to want to seek answers when something seems abnormal in your life. And the internet has great resources. I totally encourage you to do your own research. But there is also a lot of misleading content online. When self-diagnosing leads to self-treatment, it can worsen your condition and or make healing harder later on for yourself and for whoever's trying to help you heal. If you do seek answers online and you think that you've uncovered a potential diagnosis, please speak to a professional to get advice and confirmation. That one little step could make all the difference in your current wellness and your future wellness. So I know that was a lot of negatives and not that many positives, and I just want to say, again, it is okay to self-diagnose. There is just a right and a wrong way to go about it, and unfortunately online I see a lot of people going about it the wrong way, and again, I'm not a professional, so my opinion really doesn't matter. I'm just putting my opinion out there. I'm not saying that self-diagnosing is bad or horrible or like you're a liar if you're self-diagnosing. That's not what I'm saying at all, and I don't believe that. I am saying please be cautious, please be safe, please be careful, please go about it in the right way so that you're not harming yourself or other people. So that is all for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all learned something. Please be safe, please be kind to others, please don't fake claim people. You're not in their head and you don't know what they're going through. If you'd like to see more educational and entertaining videos in the future, please subscribe, please comment ideas down below, please leave a like, and you can follow us on our other socials. I'll put the links in the description below. I love you all and I hope you have a great day. Bye.